Imagine a jazz improviser on stage. The most beautiful, breathtaking moments in her solo don't come from rigidly following a pre-written script. They come from the space between the notes. They are born from a deep listening, a responsive presence to the music unfolding in the present moment. The magic is not in the plan. It's in the pause, the space where something new and unexpected can be born. Welcome back to Inner Vision Architecture. For the past 5 episodes, we have been meticulously building a structure, a 5-stage model of conscious perception. Detection, filtering, transmission, recognition, and understanding. We've created a map of the inner world. But today, we are going to do something radical. We are going to step off the map. We are going to explore the territory that no map can ever contain. Today, we journey into the space between structures. This is the quiet pause where no thought dominates. No conclusion has yet formed. No reaction has been chosen. This is the liminal space where old forms have dissolved, but new ones haven't yet crystallized. This space is where genuine insight can land. It is where new understanding begins. It is the fertile ground of transformation. In our culture, we are obsessed with knowing. We value certainty, data, and well-defined plans. We believe that if we can just map something, analyze it, and understand it, we can control it. And the architecture we've been building seems to support that. But here we arrive at a deeper, more subtle truth. The map is not the territory. And sometimes, the most intelligent and courageous thing you can do is to fold up the map, admit you are lost, and simply be present to the raw, unnamed landscape of the moment. This is the art of unknowing. Why is this so important? Because some of the most creative, transformative, and profound breakthroughs in science, art, and personal development happen only when we step out of our relentless effort to figure things out. Think of the German chemist Kekulasi, who struggled for years to understand the structure of the benzene molecule. The answer didn't come from more analysis. It came in a dream, a reverie, where he saw a vision of a snake biting its own tail. He had to relax his analytical mind, to enter the space between structures, for the answer to emerge. This space is not empty. It is profoundly rich. But its richness must be met with presence, not analysis. We can think of this as the fertile void. Just as a seed must germinate in the darkness of the soil, unseen and unanalyzed, our most important insights often form in the silent darkness of the space between our thoughts. If we are constantly digging up the seed to see if it's growing, we will kill it. One of the great paradoxes of this work is that you can build the most sophisticated inner architecture, become a master of detecting your thoughts and understanding your patterns. But if you don't also cultivate the capacity to rest in the space between those patterns, you can become trapped in a new, more sophisticated cage. You can become the person who is an expert at observing your own mind, but who is no longer capable of simply living. You can accumulate insights like trophies, becoming a spiritual or psychological materialist, staying safely in the observer position rather than taking the vulnerable leap into the lived, messy reality of the moment. This is a subtle but profound trap. The identity of the one who sees clearly can become the final and most resilient cage. It feels like service. It feels like wisdom. But it's a way of staying separate, of controlling experience rather than surrendering to it. So how do we practice entering this space? How do we cultivate this art of unknowing? Unlike the previous stages, the practices for the space between are less about doing and more about undoing. They are about letting go. One of the most direct methods is the practice of unscripted reflection. You sit, perhaps with a journal, and you don't try to answer a question or solve a problem. You simply hold a gentle, open attention and notice what wants to emerge. You are not guiding the process. You are creating a safe harbor for the unexpected to arrive. Another powerful gateway is mindful walking. As you walk, you let go of any destination. You're not walking to get somewhere. You are simply walking to walk. You bring your attention to the sensations of your feet on the ground, the feeling of the air on your skin, the sounds around you. You are not trying to think, nor are you trying not to think. You are simply being with the raw sensory data of the moment. You are resting in the isness of experience. This practice of being with rather than analyzing through is a radical act in our culture. We often think that understanding must precede freedom. We believe that if we can just see the pattern clearly enough, map it precisely enough, we will transcend it. But sometimes, transcendence comes not through comprehension, but through surrender, through letting the mystery remain mysterious. In the dialogue that formed the basis of this series, this space was named through a process of what was called collaborative unknowing. It was the recognition that the most profound meaning was emerging not from either individual's certainty, but from the shared space between them. A space where they were willing to let go of their own insights, to meet in a field where transformation could happen naturally. This points to a crucial aspect of this space. It is often found in relationship. When you can sit with another person and drop all your models, all your attempts to figure them out or fix them, and just be present with them in their unknowability, you enter the space between structures together. This is the foundation of true empathy and deep connection. In this space, intelligence operates not through accumulated patterns, but through responsive presence. It is a different kind of knowing. It is not the knowing of a chess master who has memorized thousands of openings. It is the knowing in the jazz musician who is responding in real time to the ever-changing flow of the music. It is an embodied, attuned intelligence. There is a deep trust required here. It is the trust that if you let go of your grip, if you allow yourself to be groundless, you will not fall into a void. You will fall into a field of possibility. This is what was meant by the phrase, becoming the groundlessness itself. Not standing on solid ground, not even floating above it, but being the very space in which all things, all thoughts, all feelings, all structures can arise and dissolve without clinging to them. This can feel terrifying at first. Our ego, the part of us that builds and maintains structure, equates a lack of structure with death. And in a way, it is right. Entering the space between structures requires the temporary death of our familiar identity, our cherished certainties, our favorite ways of making sense of the world. It requires a kind of DD3-4D, D1-2D-Degn, DDMN-DMN-3-4D1 Dodudija, a complete reconstruction, not just of our ideas, but of our very need to live inside a fixed structure of ideas. You become the weather, not the house. You no longer fear the collapse of a structure, because you see that collapse is how life breathes. This is the sacred work of the phoenix, not burning just once, but learning how to burn wisely, cyclically, and lovingly. A part of you will always want to capture this experience. It will want to name it, frame it, and hang it in the gallery of the self. Ah, this was my breakthrough moment of unknowing. And that's okay. That part is not wrong. It's just trying to remember something sacred in the only way it knows how. Through creating a form, a shortcut. The practice is to let that part of you bow to the experience, to let it touch it, but not to let it hold on. Because the space between cannot be held. It can only be danced with. In our final episode, we will bring everything together. We will explore what it means to live this architecture as a way of life, not just a set of concepts. We will ask the ultimate question that this journey leads to. How do we live in the world of structures, of jobs, relationships, and responsibilities, while remaining rooted in the formless, creative space between them? And how do we navigate the ultimate trap? The temptation to identify with the seer, the one who understands all of this. We will explore how to be the consciousness that knows it must keep shedding its own skin again and again. But for now, I invite you into a simple experiment. Find a moment in your day. It could be just for 1 minute. Let go of everything you are trying to do, fix, or understand. Let go of all the labels, all the stories, all the mental models, and just for that 1 minute, simply be. Be the space. Be the pause. Be the silence in which the next note of your life is about to be played. What wants to emerge when you stop trying to discover anything at all?